Roses are red, violets are blue. I have a gun. Get in the van. So, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a top 10 list of awkward experiences I've had. Now, out of all the lists I've done and recorded so far, some may not be up yet, this is the most awkward. So, I would have to say, if there was 11 spaces, number 11 would be doing this list on camera. But let's get right into it. Number 1 on the list was my mom finding my porn. So as you guys know, I am gay, and at the age of 14, my mom one day discovered my gay porn collection on the computer, which I had been saving up since I was 12. So that was about 2 years worth of freaky, raunchy gay porn, and she found it. And that's how my mom discovered I was gay. It was a very awkward experience. We cried. We've bonded. And now we watch drag queens together on TV. Coming in at number 2 was the first time I ever had sex. The first time I ever had sex was in a park on a basketball court. And the only reason it was awkward was, 1, it was my first time, which is always awkward for everyone their first time. Number 2, halfway through he started snorting like a fucking pig. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ended up being my boyfriend for multiple years. That was a very awkward experience. Especially because he had the idea he wanted to take his belt and hit me with it and put it around my neck. It was his first time too, and that did not happen. Coming in at number 3 was the first time that I smoked weed. Very interesting day. I showed up at my friend's house, and they were telling me stories about how they stole a goose off of someone's property. A goose statue. I think it was plastic anyway. And they tried to shove it down the laundry chute at their house, and it got stuck. So they left it there, and then we started smoking. And in the process of smoking, the goose fell out. And it freaked us all out. And then I was maybe 14 at the time, and I had to leave, so I left. And then 5 minutes after I left, the cops showed up because of the reports of a stolen goose. And I don't know, it was a very awkward situation. Long story, I'm just trying to keep it short. Coming in at number 4 was living with heroin addicts for over a year. Now, living with heroin addicts, I eventually became one myself for a little bit. But living with them was complete insanity. They hated the police, but every little thing that happened was someone, they would call the police on them. The lady, it was a man and a woman, they were married, and the lady on the way down to Dayton, which is the city that we would go to in my area to get our fix, she would have a prayer session in the car. And then besides a prayer session, we would have to sit there for about an hour on a side street in a ghetto, waiting for the dealer to decide to show up. So, that was just a whole year of awkward. Coming in at number 5, one of my exes, and at the time, he was still an ex, decided to ask me for a ride, and I don't think we were very good friends at the time. I'm like, sure, I'll give you a ride. He's like, can you park somewhere so we can talk? Yeah, sure, why not? So, We park on the side of a road, and it starts raining first off while we're parked there. And he starts telling me how he got this girl knocked up, and he's crying on my shoulder. And this goes on for about 15 minutes, and then the next thing I know, I hear a zipper, and he's pulling his dick out, trying to hook up with me, while he's crying about knocking up his girlfriend. Some people don't understand boundaries. Number 6 is a group of things that happens to every male at least once in their life. Getting caught masturbating. I'm just going to leave it at that. Number 7. Sitting in a car at a park while your friends have sex in the back seat, even though you said no. They are still going at it, and you're just kind of stuck there in the front seat, and you can see their jiggly bits in the rearview mirror. If that's not awkward, I don't know what else is. Coming in at number 8 was a meeting that I went to for AA. I was forced to go to AA and NA meetings for a while, in which, if you know me, I only went for like a few times. But I didn't feel comfortable. After the meeting, we were all out smoking a cigarette, and one of the older guys starts talking about how he hates gay guys, he hates homosexuals, he wishes he could kill them all. He didn't know that I was gay, but still that was a very awkward experience to have to go back there and sit in the same room with him, knowing that he wanted me dead. Even though he didn't know he wanted me dead. Coming in at number 9 was I have a very good friend of mine that I used to stay with, and the first time I had dinner at their house was a very awkward experience. While I do not remember the conversation we had at the dinner table with her parents, I do remember topics that have come up while we've had dinner at her parents' house. One night, and keep in mind, we were 15, 16 at the time. One night, her parents talked about having sex on the couch in the window while the mailman came up, and he just watched. And there was conversations about every kind of sexual act you can think of. Every curse word was said. It was a new experience for me. At the time, it was very awkward. Today, it's normal. I'd prefer those conversations over polite Christian conversations at the dinner table. Polite PG conversations, polite G conversations, whatever you want to call them. I'd rather have the raunchy conversation at the dinner table now, but at the time, that was awkward. Rounding out the list at number 10, the same group of people that was in number 9 that I stayed with. One night, their younger brother came up to the room. He had to be like 9, and we convinced him that we would give him $10 apiece if he shoved a paintbrush up his ass. And he did it. And then we didn't give him any money, and he yelled for his dad. And whined to his dad that he just shoved a paintbrush up his ass for $10. And his dad said, "Well, did you shake hands or make an agreement on paper?" "No." "Well, it looks like you're not getting your money." And that kid, this day, is now a big manly-ass redneck. Which makes it double awkward. Triple awkward, actually. He shoved a paintbrush up his ass willingly. And then told his dad that we didn't pay him. And told him what happened. And his dad sided with us. And now he's a big manly motherfucker. So that's pretty awkward to me. That is all for this list of really awkward experiences that I've had, the top 10 of them. I've had many more awkward experiences. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this list sometime, who knows. But down in the comments, let me know an awkward experience that you've had. Also, as always, leave a like and subscribe. It lets me know that you care and enjoy my videos, and have an awkward list day.